Governor Tony Evers has signed Wisconsin's next 2-year state budget into law. This comes after the proposal passed both the state assembly and Senate overnight. So the new budget features over $360 million in new child care funding, $1.4 billion for K through 12 schools, including more special ed reimbursement, and it includes the state's second largest tax cut. Evers calling it a win for Wisconsin families and communities. Unalaska Senator Brad Pfaff was one of 5 Senate Democrats who helped get the budget through that chamber. He says, quote, "While this budget is far from perfect, it's considerably better for our state than the budget that the majority party was considering just weeks ago." And prior to the vote, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos said while the budget would look very different with a Republican governor in office, this is still one that he is proud to support.
It really took both sides to come to the table, listen to the other, and try to be able to put our differences aside and focus on what brings us together. There are easy wins in this budget, no matter what part of the state you live in.
The governor ended up signing that at 1:30 in the morning after a sprint in Madison because lawmakers were rushing to beat their Washington counterparts here. Wisconsin's budget will raise the amount of money they get from the federal government to cover hospital costs. But had President Trump's spending bill passed first, Wisconsin wouldn't have been able to do that. And lawmakers believe that would have resulted in rural hospitals closing. Congressman Derek Van Orden even urged the governor in a letter to sign the budget before the Medicaid cuts in Trump's bill take effect. CBS News' Willie James Inman has the latest on Trump's bill currently in the House.
Mr. Speaker, I'm here to take my sweet time on behalf of the American people.
For hours this morning, Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries spoke on the House floor in an effort to hold up the final vote on President Trump's signature legislation.
Everyday Americans will be hurt by the one big ugly bill.
The motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
Overnight, the massive budget bill made it through a key procedural vote after several Republicans who had been against the changes the Senate made to the legislation overcame their opposition and voted yes.
House Speaker Mike Johnson credited President Trump's involvement for getting the GOP holdouts to come around.
He helped answer questions and articulate his vision and what this bill will mean for the country.
Trump's so-called Big Beautiful Bill boosts border security and ICE enforcement, increases defense spending, and extends his 2017 tax cuts. That includes an increase to the child tax credit, a $1,000 savings account for newborns, plus no taxes on tips and overtime pay.
The hardworking families of America are hungry for this kind of change. Take power away from Washington, give it back to the people, and watch what happens. Great things.
But it also implements new work requirements and other changes to safety net programs, including SNAP, the Food Assistance Program, and Medicaid. The Congressional Budget Office estimates the Medicaid cuts alone could total roughly $930 billion, with at least 11.8 million people at risk of losing their health coverage. Willie James Inman, CBS News, the White House.